With the presidential election within close reach, America has left us with two controversial nominees, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and businessman Donald Trump. Both candidates, consisting of debatable trustworthiness, has led many Americans to look for alternatives, such as third-party candidates Jill Stein and Gary Johnson. Here, 6 Monte Vista students debate about who they think would most highly benefit the future of their country.
My name's Ankita, and I'm Republican, but I was initially supporting John Kasich, but now between Trump and Hillary, I support Hillary.
I'm Amita Mahajan, I'm a junior, and I'm currently supporting Hillary.
I'm Sam Yang, I'm a sophomore. I initially supported Ben Carson or Marco Rubio, but now I support nobody really. But if I had to pick between Hillary and Trump, I'd probably pick Trump.
I am Nicholas Chen, I am a junior, and I am arguing for Gary Johnson.
I'm Scott Mogensen, I'm a senior, and I support Hillary Clinton.
I'm Edmund Shen, I'm a junior, and I support Jill Stein.
Hillary Clinton.
Clinton.
She's confident, she has experience, extensive experience.
Well, if we're talking character, then clearly Hillary Clinton outweighs Donald Trump.
I'm not supporting Trump, but I'm saying that in any policy that you make, you need to have a certain amount of character to actually carry it through. Who knows what decision she suddenly decides to take in the middle and just erases her past. She seems to be good at doing that.
So if you want to talk about healthcare, then Hillary Clinton has failed as a policymaker for single-payer healthcare.
I think part of the issue with Hillary Clinton as a policymaker is she leads from behind, not from the front. So if you see a lot of the issues that she's made in the past couple of years, she's flip-flopped actually on a lot of them. For example, TPP, she's been go back and forth, trying to be sort of center-left, if you would say, but then at the same time, she doesn't really have any stable positions. She was even against gay marriage quite a while back.
And she supported the Iraq War. She voted for the Iraq War.
A lot of people voted for the Iraq War.
That doesn't make
I think
that doesn't justify it at all.
83 senators voted for the Iraq War. The person who executed the war
But not
was
if
George
Democrats
Bush.
are running for president. It's Hillary Clinton that's running for president.
You can't deflect criticisms by saying that a lot of people support
Mike
it.
Pence is going for vice president right now. He was one of the most vocal supporters of the Iraq War.
It's part of the politics, right? If Trump were to continue running with his previous illegal immigration stance, he knows that he won't get anywhere. I'm sure that's what all his campaign advisors were telling him. So I think it's just part of the politics that they are flip-flopping, regardless of whether they truly
At the same time,
Point out, we have actually third-party supporters here, because one of the major problems we see with the current political system is that it doesn't really matter which party you're on. Both parties are corporatists. They basically follow donor money and go wherever the crowd serve, basically. They don't actually have any positions. That's why, as you said, Hillary Clinton flip-flops all the time, which is why I don't support her, even though I'm more liberal.
She hasn't flip-flopped all that much. On gay marriage, I think the, what was it? It was 30% support in 2000, and now it's at 60, 70%. That's what, 90 million to 120 million people changing their minds. I don't really think you can consider that a flip-flop.
But as a politician, you need to be leading from the front. You can't be leading after everyone else has already changed their mind on the issue. Because that's
For example,
changing.
on minimum wage, Bernie Sanders' platform always advocated for $15 an hour, and then after a while, Hillary was initially against that. But then after a while, she gave in and she changed her platform also to $15 an hour for minimum wage. It would be better, especially in the Libertarian Party, because I believe that the United States of America was kind of founded on libertarian ideals.
it was founded on classical liberalism, which is what libertarianism is.
Yeah.
Decentralized government.
going to
And
A centralized government would definitely
government.
result in higher rates of xenophobia, I think.
Well, in a
Because
decentralized government, what we saw was like in Alabama with segregated schools.
I'd argue that's
we saw
not a
state
decentralized
governments.
government. I'd argue if the state mandates that people of different race have to go to different schools, that is an example of government overreach. That's not small government. That's a strawman argument.
Then what
That
is
wasn't
your
the government.
definition of-
That's
That
not
wasn't
an example of small
That
government.
wasn't the government demanding that segregated schools occurred. That was schools saying we do not accept black people, and government saying, okay, well that's irrelevant because we don't want to get involved in that, or even supporting that. It's not them mandating it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think Monte Vista has generally been becoming very, very liberal. I mean, for example, today in World Studies, just today, we were shown a picture of Marco Rubio that's basically slandering him. It was something about how him being pro-God automatically makes him like excluding towards non-believers, right? So you can see it in all the classes, but I'm not particularly offended. I mean, I'm sure if we had a Republican lead, everybody would be so triggered and it would be a huge problem. But I see us like leaning significantly liberally.
Right, we're leaning particularly liberally, and I'd argue that partisanship in every case is a bad thing. If our school is overwhelmingly liberal or it's overwhelmingly conservative, it's going to result in a lack of public discourse. And I'm going to call it Elistoke for this. Elistoke is
overwhelmingly liberal.
There's not a diversity of opinions being presented, so what you oftentimes see is a lot of liberal students arguing against a conservative that doesn't exist, because nobody is arguing the conservative positions.
It's the diversity of opinion of Buena Vista.
Right.
When we have a
It
large
doesn't
liberal
exist.
population, the people they interview are going to be usually liberal. So arguing that they do not have a diversity of opinion and they do not represent people's
I mean,
views is
clearly
just
we have
false.
some diversity of opinion.
Well,
Most of their
obviously-
views are just all slanting.
Most of us
there
don't
are
have views.
I think one of the
That's
problems
not-
is that, yeah, we have a hugely liberal population, but as you can tell from the polls, not much of that group is actually democratic, which means that there's a huge number of independents, but these independents
Yeah.
aren't
Well,
looking.
I'd actually argue
I
that's
would
not
argue that
necessarily a...
60% may just not care. You don't have.
I would urge voters to vote for what they believe in, and because of that, I would urge you to vote libertarian, because libertarianism is about...
But I don't believe in libertarianism.
Well,
So I should.
I would
vote
argue
for
that ultimately libertarianism provides a good balance, because it provides the well-proven economic benefits of
Like
fiscal
2008.
conservatism. I would
Like
argue
2008.
fiscal conservatism.
Like the Great Depression.
So if we want to talk about this,
These wonderful.
I would argue that
ideas
2008 was
Like
a result of
jobs
crony
just
capitalism.
shifting all the way over to Mexico. And all
Yeah, I
this
mean,
unemployment.
those are great economic policies of
it's
limited
crony,
government,
it's
right?
crony capitalism, and I'd like to point out
That's
that
what
it was Bill
limited
Clinton-
government encourages.
It was Hillary Clinton's
How about the
husband that
privatization
deregulated
of
Wall Street.
jails?
It was
The fact
it
of the
was
matter is-
Reagan, it was Bush, it was Clinton, it was all of these presidents who were decided they were either going to be moderate or
And I'd
far
like to
right
point
of
out that
center on
fiscal
economics.
conservatism doesn't always mean deregulation. It can mean a lack of taxation.